It is I've returned. I think I have everything set up. Always gotta check. Welcome. It is me. Hello! We back. I'm ready. I'm missing my pen. I thought I was ready. I thought wrong. I'll find it, don't worry. That awkward moment where you can't find your tablet. I mean, it never leaves this desk area, so it's like, why? Hello, welcome! Welcome back, Daisy. Ah, found it. Crisis averted. We design in another model. For myself. Yay! Scuff is unavoidable. Nobody's perfect. Now, if only the tablet was on. Where is it? Where is it? For context, the image in the thumbnail is what I'm doing. For context, this is the image we're working with. That's the outfit. It'll be here for reference. At least on my screen. Anyways, how's everybody doing? How you doing? How's your day going? I don't know why I'm frozen. That's been happening lately. Like, how were you working so fine earlier, and then you just stopped? Hey, good to hear. I don't know why it keeps freezing. Why is it doing that? It's working just fine. But then I go off screen for a second and it turns off. Like, what? Why are you doing this? One of these, the laptop or something. One of these days I'll get another laptop. I'm alright, I was just drawing for school when we started streaming. Hey, we can create together! I'm starting this off a little bit differently because, like, I want to make it look nice. I want this to look better than the sketch. Indeed. I'm not here perfectionism, I am just here. We're here to draw and have a good time. But it is annoying because this is one of my favorite models that I made. Because it moves better and it picks up my face because my face is kind of weird. Like, it's picking it up. I don't know why it's doing that. It's like, why are you doing that? That's gonna bother me because I can just see it in the corner of my eye. Throughout the whole thing. Like, why are you doing this? But anyways, we're starting off with a sketch. A lot of things I draw usually end up different when it comes to the final version of, like, the model. Sacrifices will be made, but it is absolutely necessary. Because the models end up being more symmetrical than, like, my actual sketching. Which I'm fine with. It's hard to make things symmetrical freehand. Which is why it's impressive when people are able to do that. Anyways, we yapping. Sort of. I'm trying to think of like a conversation starter. No. I know I'm frozen. I don't know what's wrong with the thing. Like, if I click on actual, like, VTube Studio, I start moving again. But then when I click it off so I can see what I'm doing, I'm just like... I didn't close it, it's just... It's still there. I don't understand. I don't understand. Now it's working. Now it wants to work. Why are you like this? I think I fixed the problem now. Your PC hates stylish hat. Yes, it does. It hates me trying to be fashionable. Like, you can't be fashionable anymore. How dare you try to be fashionable? Oh, there's like two belts going on. I'm changing the design of the belts a little bit. I want it more symmetrical. Why is there two belts? I don't know. It's just cool. You cannot question it. Now this is the hard part, because the boots are not symmetrical. I mean, they are sort of, but not fully. Aside from twists, what's your favorite alternative version of the Disney universe? Things like Epic Mickey, Mirrorverse. That is a good question. I guess maybe this is probably going to be a weird one because I don't think it actually counts, but I do like some of the official sequels. And I feel like those fit their own category of like alternative Disney universe, honestly. I don't know, I just have like attachments to it. I mean, they're not the greatest high quality movies, but they're good. I have played Epic Mickey though, but I never finished it. Because like I was kind of, I don't know, how old was I when that game came out? I was like young enough where it was kind of difficult for me. The official sequels, I guess. I didn't see it. I think the sequels are still part of the timeline. Yeah, kind of, but they're also in that weird sort of, they feel like they're not actually accepted. At least the ones from like the early 2000s era. Nowadays, they make official sequels that aren't made for TV quality. But like, I'm talking about like the 2000s era where they were like very low quality, not really ready for theater sequels. But they were still pretty good. I liked the Aladdin sequels. They're pretty fun, even though they're like the visual quality is kind of eh. They were fun. But like at least back then, some of the movies that had sequels, they actually felt, I don't know, better than some of the newer sequels. I feel like Frozen did not deserve a sequel because like whatever they ended up doing with it was just worse than the original. It just, I don't know. I don't like Frozen 2. I don't really like Frozen that much either. I've made that statement a lot of times before, so. It's like, obviously, yeah, when it first came out, I was like, oh yeah, I like this, but then it's like, they kept repeating it everywhere, and then the more you repeated it, the more I noticed, like, this movie isn't as interesting as I thought it was. Which is kind of sad, because that happens sometimes. You know, like, not every movie is that great. Sometimes the novelty wears off pretty quickly when you realize it could have been so much better. But also the Lilo and Stitch movies were actually pretty fun. I liked the TV show, though. The TV show was fun for Lilo and Stitch. I don't remember it much because I didn't really have Disney Channel that much when I was younger. Like, we had it, and then we didn't have it for a long time, and then we had it again, so. But the stuff that I do remember, it was actually really funny. And I feel like everybody who's heard about this would agree that I really that was the dumbest fumble ever, in my opinion. That's one of the movies where it's like, yeah, you could do like a sequel series where it's like, you know, she actually has a restaurant and we see all the kind of silly stuff that happens. But no. Corporate greed and stupid financial decisions. And disrespecting the art of storytelling. Not worrying too much about how I draw the arms right now, because I'm just gonna draw over what I had before. But this is more for like the placement of stuff. And there's not that much going on with the hands anymore. I had to leave for a bit, so I had to step away from the stream. To what fumble do you refer? Disney not giving Tiana her spin-off show. That is indeed a fumble, because, like, that's one of the stories where it's like, yeah, you could continue where you left off from the Happily Ever After, and it would make sense. It's like, theoretically, almost anything can have a sequel if you know what you're doing, but for some reason, some of the sequels feel so, like, they make no sense. Like, why are you doing it? And that's Frozen 2. Frozen 2 is a sequel that I did not like, because it felt so repeat of the first with no improvements. Like, it just felt weird. And, like, I saw that movie in theaters. And then they have, like, the documentary about it, the development, and they openly tell you, like, yeah, we had a hard time coming up with the sequel. I mean, at least we got Tiana's Bayou Adventure, even if it replaced the Goat Splash Mountain. At least it's something. Yeah. But just imagine if they did give her the spin-off show, and you still got the Splash Mountain Tiana's Bayou Adventure theme. I feel like that would have been a good thing. You know? But whatever. I cannot control anything. But still, I feel like it's just like, why would you fumble bag? You know that your parks are having attendance issues. And hey, better not to make it at all than to go the Moana 2 route, since it was meant to be a show. Yeah, that's the thing that I don't like with the modern era of sequels, is that now they feel like they have to be for theaters. Even though, again, the original intention was that was supposed to be a show. And it honestly would have been better if it was a show and you just had it on Disney Plus and you didn't have it as a theatrical thing. Because honestly, if it really was just a made-for-TV movie, I feel like people wouldn't hate it as much. Like if it was just like a sort of extended pilot episode, you know? But no, you had to put it as a theatrical release, and everybody had high expectations for it, and then it's like, that wasn't really good for like a sequel. Because like it had made-for-TV energy. Because I saw Moana too. It's not the most horrendous thing ever, but it's like, it's not theater quality. It's not worth spending almost like $30 to $40 for like 2 movie tickets and overpriced popcorn. That's the thing that bothers me the most. Because, you know, at least with the sequels from like the 2000s, they were basically made for TV because they were like tests sort of for newer animators, getting them used to the experience besides the TV process or whatever, you know. It was sort of their like, we're gonna learn how to make a film production kind of a thing. We captured lightning in a bottle with the albeit failed pilot movie sequel for Atlantis. Why not try it again for the Polynesian Princess? Exactly! Especially since they want Moana to be more like an adventurer. You know? Not really like your regular Disney princess anyway, so it's like you could have actually committed to like having a sequel, like TV series. That fits better the story that was introduced anyway. Correction, they were made direct-to-home video in video game if you count Treasure Planet, Battle for... Yeah. But like they have that made for TV quality, because I think some... I'm not sure, but I feel like some people probably ended up doing like TV shows or had experience making the TV shows, and then it's like, here's home direct DVD video sequels, because the animated shows from like the 90s also kind of had a little bit of like a off-model quality. But I feel like the direct to home video Aladdin sequels had like the most off-model moments compared to the TV show. And yet, for being off-model, the Disney cartoons usually looked very well put together. I'd just be yapping. I mean, to play devil's advocate, wasn't Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, also put in the theaters? I don't know, actually. I really don't know about that. But I know that Lilo and Stitch was like part of like Disney Channel for a good while. They had crossovers with Disney Channel TV shows, so. Guess that's another Disney alternative universe thing, is Disney Channel crossover events. Remember crossover events were fun? made sense. I remember those days. At least we have cheers. I haven't seen those shorts yet. But from what I have seen, they really do try to use characters that haven't been used in a very long time. So that's nice. Also, I really kind of wish that they kept making the 2012 era Mickey shorts. Those were so silly in a good way. Also, House of Mouse. Does that count as like a crossover thing too? Like alternate Disney universe take or whatever, the House of Mouse? It's like, I say I would like to see them try it again, but at the same time it's like I don't trust them to do that concept justice again. It's very of its time, but in a way where it's like you can't recapture the magic that was captured here. Not for Chibiverse, for that show. They just basically used every relatively modern Disney Channel cartoon, not strictly lesser use. I feel like sometimes the Disney Channel characters aren't really as popular, though. I mean, some of them are huge. That's for sure. I guess it's more like they're just not commonly used. I don't know what I'm yapping about. I'm just yapping. Let's just start that off right now. That's throwing me off. I mean, Dreamlight Valley is the crossover event we don't deserve. Event we need but don't deserve. That is so true. That is also one of my favorites. I'm still holding out hope for Atlantis. The fact that there's Atlantis stuff in there already is amazing. I need Milo. I need my favorite dork. I'm just yapping is relatable. It's true, I just be yapping. There's no better way to describe it. I don't know things. Life advice from people on the internet, that's just why. Why would you do that? Don't take me seriously, I'm just a goober. I am a silly goober. You know, everyone talks about Treasure Planet and Atlantis, but Bolt is another underrated movie that deserves better. I see your point. It kind of does. It wasn't really one of my favorites growing up, but understandable. That was a fairly wholesome movie too. Yeah. Have a big head and little arms. I don't know why, but that's always that scene was always like in the background of my head for some reason because I thought it was hilarious for some reason. Have a big head, little arms. And I tried to grab it, but I can't reach it. I don't remember how it goes exactly. But that was, for some reason, that just sticks in my brain for some reason. The stupid T-Rex scene. I think that's a good enough base. Now I'm gonna draw a hat. Have Cater's hat for reference. This is one of those lines where I struggle. I'm struggling with the line. It's not curving the way I want it. There we go. Never give up. Well, yeah, and for like another topic change, because my brain is usually all over the place anyway. I have more dolls. Let me just... I must show you. Honestly, one day I want to be able to change up my setup more so I can actually do more things, like, share my silly little ideas for, like, custom stuff, because I bought I bought this. And I want to add the detail. Like, see that little bit of detail above the knee? Like, I want something similar to that on her arms because I'm just annoyed that her hands are gold. But there's no scales on her arms. I was actually gonna change the topic to doll related. What kind of doll did you buy? I bought Jennifer, the G3 version, because I want to add a little bit more detail to her arms, because it bugs me that, like, she has these fancy gold hands, but there's, like, no scale detail on her arms, and it bothers me. It's like no attempt was made to even add, like, just molded detail. It's just bare. It's not like Laguna where she still has, like, something on the arms. I indicate what it is, but I love the Ursula art too. Oh, that's a calendar. It's an old calendar. But I just use it as, like, a little platform or whatever for my shelf, sort of, because it's not actually a shelf, it's just a dresser. So there's, like, a gap. And, that's so that way stuff doesn't fall behind the gap. But, like, I want to add the little scale pattern, like, a little bit, something like that to the arms, because they're just bare. And it just looks really weird. Because, like, I have a Twyla doll from the Generation 3 Monster High, and like she kind of has the same thing, except her arms have, like, painted detail, so that way they don't look so weird with the, like, the pinkish purple hands that don't match the body color. It just looks so weird. Because it's not meant to be gloves. That's also the part that bugs me. Because, like, sometimes they give them, like, glove hands. And, you know, there's, like, usually a little accessory to go along with it, so that way it's like, oh, these are gloves. But no, that's just her hands. They're not supposed to be gloves, and that bothers me. New stream idea unlocked. Hello! Chat admin recommended YouTube feed rounded off my dinner snacks. Ooh, the new year has been introducing me to new artists lately. But you are one of only two who I discovered for model making. Needless to say, this fembird magpie was intrigued and compelled to fly down here to observe. How are we doing? Hello! Welcome! Doing great. We're yapping about my opinions on Monster High dolls for some reason. Because I bought some. But yeah, I do be making my own models right now because I have specific interests and needs. So I make them myself. And I've also finished my coffee for today. That's probably why I am a little excited to yap. I hope you enjoy the yappings of a rambly werewolf creature. I do want to be able to get this finished, because I have 2 more ideas in the making for other models that I want, because I've just been making my own. It's a fun little challenge too when you can't pay for cubism, the full cubism, and you're only stuck with, like, the free version. Well, it is a one doll franchise line you don't have yet, but want? Ooh. That is also a good question. Because right now I only have like 3 doll lines. But I do want some 2000s Barbie dolls again. I used to have those, obviously, but I don't have any anymore. And I want them back. I want my Princess and the Pauper Barbie dolls back. But I don't have them. And it's sad because I still kind of remember the day we got them too. Because I think my mom, no, I don't know if it was my mom or dad, but like, it was around like, I don't know, holiday season, birthday, I don't remember which. But I think it was one of the 2-packs of the Princess and the Pauper dolls. So you had Annalise and Erica. And me and my sister would always argue for Erica. But that didn't last very long because then I'm like, you know what, fine. I will take the one with the puffy princess dress. Such is the way of the creative, isn't it? The heart always says, if we can do it ourselves, why not? Even when the mind produces a laundry list of reasons. Call the heart daredevil because we don't see it. I like that. Are the dolls from the 2000 specials? Any of them? I think that they're special to me. Because I grew up on some of those Barbie movies that some of those Barbie dolls were made for, and I like them. I want my Princess and the Pauper dolls back. And Fairytopia. I had some Fairytopia ones. As well as 2000s Bratz. Because I want the 2000s version of the Fairytopia dolls. Not Fairytopia, Fashion Pixies. I want the 2000s versions. Like, the new version of Fashion Pixies is cool and all that, but like, I want the other one. I want the ones with the flappy wings. You press the button and the wings move. I want that back. I used to have all of them! But which old school Barbie film was the best and why? I liked Fairytopia. What are Fashion Pixies? That's the Bratz version of fairy dolls. Because I think Fairytopia and Fashion Pixies were around the same time. Hello. Hello. I don't know how to pronounce that. Welcome. I'm yapping about which old school Barbie movie is the best. I really like your OC design. Thank you! I like cute things. And I hate drawing hats, but I draw them anyway. Because hats make everything look better. The only old school Barbie movie I can recall off the top of my head is Barbie Thumbelina for some reason. I haven't seen that one. Or I probably have, but I didn't have it. I had the Fairytopia movies. I had the Princess and the Pauper. I had the VHS version of Rapunzel and the Nutcracker. I think think you read their name as Beans Boys. Ah. Numbers throw me off. I'm gonna watch you while drawing because I had the sudden urge to draw. Yay! More art in the world. We're getting our creative juices flowing. We love to see it. What other Barbie movies did I have? I don't know. Those are the ones that I remember off the top of my head. Oh, there was also Mariposa, but I didn't have that one. I remember watching that one on Nickelodeon. Speaking of Princess and the Pauper, have you seen Princess and the Pop Star? I have not seen that one. I've seen, Magic of Pegasus. Once, I think. I think my mom has actually seen more Barbie movies than me, actually. What's that one where there's like, because I remember mom watching this one. It was like the Princess School or whatever. Is that what it's called? I remember seeing my mom watch that one. I'm like, oh, that one's kind of cute. There was also a different mermaid one. I don't remember. I just know that it had the two Barbies, not just Barbie. What was the Mariposa one? That doesn't ring a bell. It's kind of like the Fairytopia ones, but it's more like a butterfly fairy. And it probably had something to do with Spanish, because that is the Spanish word for butterfly. Oh, Charm School. I knew it had something to do with like a princess and a school. When the sun comes up, I'll be getting back into the art grind myself too. I told myself that I'd start today, but I was a bit by the lazy bug. But never again. I laughed through my teeth again. Bro, same. I said yesterday I was gonna get started on this, but I did nothing. Yesterday I was like, maybe I'll get started on that model. I didn't get started on it. I did this today. I have to say things publicly that I want to do, so that way then it's be like, hey, when are you gonna do this? And I'm like, now I am obligated to finish this. If I start it publicly, and then I feel more obligated to finish it. Whereas if I'm just left to my own devices and I start something, then it's like, I'll finish it later, and then I never finish it. It's like, I need to at least show somebody, whether it's one person or not. I need to trick my brain. The procrastination is real. Indeed. I gotta fight my brain sometimes. But also, at the same time, it's like, you don't want to force it when you feel like you're not in the mood to draw either. Because sometimes I get in that art block mood where I'm just kind of like, man, I really need to draw something. But then it's like, at the same time, it's like, if I keep forcing it, I'm not gonna like what I'm drawing. I need to take a little bit of a break. Restart, do some basics, and then come back to it. At least the yapping opportunities are a good motivator. Indeed. I've been isolated for too long. I need a yap. The yapping keeps me sane. Accountability, the nemesis of every self-made artist and or NEET. So true. So true, Anino. hope I said that right. I feel awkward about how I pronounce things. And also more freely go wild about your interests and have people who will listen and take interest themselves. Yes, that too. I was like, I like talking with my family sometimes, but like at the same time it's like they don't understand what I'm yapping about. Not all the time. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends. But yeah, it's like, I need somebody who understands what I'm talking about. You got it right. All's good. Yay! Krita is a really good drawing app, but I think I like Ibis Paint better because I feel like it's more smooth. Yeah. I used to use Ibis Paint a lot, actually. Because I had only like a regular, not drawing tablet, just like a big old iPad or whatever. Not even an iPad. It was like a Galaxy tablet or something. And I was using Ibis on that, and I liked it. I've also used Photoshop before, and I liked that too. And I feel like Krita is an okay compromise. I just really want something with like the line stabilization. I don't know how to get that for Krita. I don't even know if that's a thing for Krita. Because sometimes I'm just like, my hand cannot create a line. That's why I love people who like twist other anime games. I like, yeah. I'm so happy that I actually managed to make one friend in real life who knows what Twisted Wonderland is. Back when it wasn't very common. Okay, I'm talking about like in 2020, 2021, when it was like just released in Japan. That's how I met one of my best friends. Cause I don't know how the conversation started, because we were like already friends in general, like we already liked JoJo and other stuff. And somehow the conversation of Twisted Wonderland comes up and we both knew what it was, and we're just like, we are now besties for life. Line stabilization, there's one built into Krita. I haven't figured out how to get it to work. I've been messing with it. I was looking for tutorials on it. I couldn't figure it out. If you know Malleus Draconia and his struggles with technology, that is me. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I see funny magic box and I'm like, ooh, how does it do that? I've arrived late. Hello, bestie. I'm still here. We're yapping. We're yapping about Twisted Wonderland and, that I haven't figured out line stabilization in Krita. Because I'm not the brightest with technology. Speaking of Twist, if you still use Twitch, I can recommend a few people who actually stream the game for your viewing pleasure. I don't really use Twitch. I have no respect for it. Not anymore. That's just a me thing. It actually is for Krita if you hit the tool options above the color palette. Okay. Above the color palette, hit basic, go down. It's called stabilizer. You can adjust the delay. Ooh. Where? Above the color palette. Oh. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. It'll take me a second. Don't worry. Hello, Sophie. You finally made it. What is line stabilization? It is so that way when I do this, the line will not look as crusty. Like if I'm doing this and it's like, oh, it'll kind of straighten itself out. Which is something that I like because sometimes my hand just will not cooperate with me when it comes to a line. Oh. I will figure it out eventually. I'm trying to look for it. Valid, honestly understandable too. Still one of the two streamers I refer to does actually have a YouTube. She's a VTuber who goes by Arasa. If you're curious, she just began the game. I used to be able to make all your streams, but I've been busy with school. And I might have a schedule change, who knows? I could just be used to it even though my lines aren't exactly crispy clean, like crispy But line stabilization helped me early on when I was first learning. Is there line stabilization in Ibis Paint? I need it. Yeah, I forgot how you did it in Ibis. I think it was just easier for me to find the settings on Ibis than it is on Krita for some reason. It's like trying to learn Blender and you're just like, where is everything? Why can't I find what I'm looking for? There is one in Ibis Paint, but it's not a circle like Krita. What's the change in schedule for busy times are coming? Who knows? I might get a job, I might not. We'll see. We'll see if I pass the vibe check. Why is nothing? Why can't I click on anything? I'll see you soon, bestie, don't worry. Ah! No, I didn't want to pop it out. Okay, now things are working again. Employed Ambi Arc, let's go, even if you don't stream as often. I'll probably have a job one day. And I clicked something, I don't know what I clicked. Oh no! It went to the wrong screen. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Ah! That's not what I want. That's not what I want. What is wrong with this? No. Give it back. My settings. Okay, there we go. I got to go. I'm in school right now and don't want to get caught. Bye-bye! You tap the finger button and it'll say stabilization. I can't spell right now. Oh, so you face the terror of the job application and await the Council of Overlords approval. Best of luck. RIP. Okay. You know what? We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out soon. I have the image saved of your instructions. Beans. I have the image saved of instructions. Tool options above the color palette. Tool options! Ah. I think I figured it out. Oh, I'm not on the layer, that's fine. Oh. Ooh. I figured it out! I'll probably mess with it more now that I know where it is, but yay, we figured it out! See, it takes me a while, but I figured it out. Well, now it's gotten better. Oh, you saved your progress, very good. Yes, I noticed things were not added up right, but it was just I was on the wrong layer. I don't think it says tool options above yours. Yeah, because I just have the workspace set to one of the defaults. Yay! Feel bad about my lines being too crusty. Like, they still have a bit of an organic wiggle, but not so much where it's like what happened to your hand? Yay! Thank you, Beans! Can I just call you Beans? In a goofy tone? Thank you very much. Yay! I think Photoshop also had something for stabilization too. I don't know why for some reason some things in Krita are just harder for me to find. But yay, now I don't have to worry about my hand being way too wobbly. I don't always draw in the most optimal drawing position. With my elbow free. You can call me Loot, lol. And you're welcome! Thank you, Loot! I'm free! And with that, your line appears to be better than mine from years ago when I began practicing with stabilization. I have been drawing for so long. I have been drawing since a child. My first time drawing digital art was on a DS. That's how old I am. And that had no stabilization. Just a tiny little screen. I'm using the edges of the DS screen to cheat for straight lines. Which game on DS? Wasn't really a game. It was that Colors 3D thing. It was like a drawing app on your DS. That's how old I am. Speaking of DS art, did you have that Disney drawing game for 3DS? Art Academy, I think it was? I have a demo for it on my DS. I never really used it. Sad story, I used to have Rhythm Thief on my DS. And my sister threw it out because she's like, you play video games too much. Despite the fact that I didn't even notice she threw it out. Because I was doing other things like drawing and reading and doing like schoolwork, and she threw it out, and then she's like, oh, I put it in your trash can. Like a week later or something, and it's like, why would you do that? And now every time I see something Rhythm Thief related, I'm just like, man, why does it have to be so expensive to find a used copy? Why are people this evil? I would use PictoChat. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that's the DS Lite. I used that too. Your sister should have given Rhythm Thief to your parents so they could store it somewhere. She just threw out my little Monster High pocket with all my DS games and 3DS games. It was mostly 3DS games in there. I'm just like, why would you do that? I do not bother you. Why are you bothering me? So, like, I was able to recover most of the games. It's just Rhythm Thief was the one that I could not recover. Like, easy to find, you know, the Pokemon. It was easy to find Style Savvy. I bought the digital copy of that one. It was easy to find, like, most of the other stuff that I had on there. Rhythm Thief was a no, because that did not sell well to begin with. And the demo was already, like, out of service. I'm just like, why would you do this? I actually liked that game. I'm gonna draw better rows later. I first started doing digital art on my phone using Sketchbook by Autodesk, but back then I began by first drawing with pencil on paper, taking a picture of it and exporting it into Sketchbook for tracing. Oh, I used to do something similar to that too. She wants you to do productive things. I was very productive, I'll have you know. I was also talking with my sister before about like how we definitely had different subjects we were good in. Like, she was good at math for some reason. Like, she understood division a lot quicker than I did. And I wasn't very good with math. But I was very good with, like, the language arts stuff, whereas that's the stuff where her brain shut off and she had no idea what she was doing. We were, like, the opposite. Also, she's your sister. She's contractually obligated to bother you. Did you not read that in the fine print with the TOS that came with every sibling? Yes, little sisters, they be doing that. To this day. So my first drawing app was also Sketchbook. I still use it because I quite like it. Yeah, mine was the 3DS. But when I was little and actually starting to draw, I used to take these Tinkerbell wall stickers that was in my sister's room. I'd peel them off the wall and stick them on a notebook and then trace over it on another piece of paper. That was my beginning introduction to art at like 5 years old. And also this technique I use for roses, I learned from my mom, and I have not stopped using it. Because it gets the point of a flower across very well. Which is funny, because my mom is not the artistic one. That's my dad. This was the only thing she was ever good at drawing. Maybe one day I will make that game I keep saying I want to make, but I have no idea how. I can dream, Harold. I was 6 at that time. Where did all those years go? Indeed. It do be like that. I don't like thinking about it. At the same time, cherished memories. I'm just filling up space on this hat. And I'm okay with it. It needs some sort of design going on. And if that design is nonsensical vines, so be it. And now we just need the little rings on the brim. My previous chat didn't go through, probably because of links, but I said that back then I was 6. I also painted in a browser game on the old Disney website for the show, Johnny and the Sprites. Oh, all I ever made on there was waterfalls. Now that's old. That's old. I remember trying to play games on Disney.com back in the day. I didn't know that was a thing there though, because I didn't really have internet access back then. Even. But that also reminds me of the Barbie games that I used to play on my computer. I had that horse adventure one. I wasn't really into horses though, but it was a cute little mystery game, and the culprit always changed each time. So that's what made it a little bit more interesting to play. I got to go now. See you next time, fellow artist. See you next time, Daisy. It's nice seeing you back again. I catch on. I remember things. Even though I have like the memory of a goldfish sometimes. I remember. Keep making art. And we spent all that time mostly working on a sketch and a hat. Amazing. The hair also is gonna get a little bit of a change. I might just, to save time, I'll just, because this is already placed where I want it to be placed. We're just gonna draw a little bit over top. Sketch. Because this is already in the position I want it to be in, it just needs to look a little different. Because I kind of want the hair to be a little bit more over the eye. So it's gonna look a little different. Sort of like a little bit more straightened. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I made this base for a reason. And I am going to use it. It's art. Nom. It's always funny whenever I would get like comments on Tumblr where people were like, I want to eat the art. The highest form of compliment. Your art's so good, I want to eat it. Even I've said it a few times about stuff that I think looks really good. I might come back to this because it's doing the thing that happens when I stream for a long time where the lines are just no longer doing what I want them to do. Even with the stabilizer, it's like it's doing the thing. It's all jagged for some reason. Like that slow chug, sort of. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I want to at least finish this in a little bit. One time an artist I really like commented munch sounds on my art. The highest form of compliment. What does my art taste like? I hope it tastes like coffee. Or like mocha. Or one of those cherries in the chocolates. One of them chocolate covered cherries. There we have the hat piece. Must remember to name layers because this is a model for like cubism or whatever. And everything needs to be named, layered, and sorted, and I don't do that a lot. Chocolate chip cookies and ice cream. I approve. I don't need this layer. This is blank right now. I think we've made good progress for almost an hour and 30 minutes. Because art, it takes time. Progress for the day has been made. Honestly, it was fun. This was a fun one today. We had some new faces as well. Hopefully I'll get to see you again sometime. I usually stream like Tuesday through Thursday. It's rare for me to ever do Friday sometimes. So, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow around the same afternoon time. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm in that time zone. Thank you for dropping by. I'll probably, I'm saying this, but I'll probably finish some of this. I'll probably start on some other pieces after stream, but tomorrow we're still going to be working on it too, so. Yeah, this should be fun. As long as I keep working on this on stream, I'll probably finish it within this year. Because I have two more outfits that I want to make this year. And one of them is... One of them I really wanted to make first, but it was not voted first for a poll that I made a while ago. Like, these are all options from a little poll I made of like, hey, I want to make some new outfits designs. Which one should I start first? And, this one won first. The pajamas were second, and then the one that I actually really wanted to do, which was the gothic one, it was the last place. I wanted to do that one first because I thought that was my favorite out of all of them. But yeah, we're wrapping up now. Hopefully I get all 3 of them done this year. Thank you. Now you'll be able to keep up with the antics. And or whatever silly poll things I do. I mean, they're mostly Twisted Wonderland related sometimes. Sometimes I do, like, silly little Twisted Wonderland tier list things. I want to do something like that again next week, though. This week, we're just going to focus on finishing bits and pieces of a model. Yeah. As long as things go to plan. Everything's still very uncertain at the moment, you know? It's a new year, new things are going to be happening. I want to do new things, but it depends, really. We'll see what the future holds. Have a lovely rest of your day.